Hey Taurus, I need to share something with you that just came through in the cards today. You know how sometimes the universe has this way of showing us exactly what we need to see at exactly the right moment? Well, this reading is one of those moments. So here's what happened. Someone who has been in your energy, someone who honestly has not treated you the way you deserved, they actually went and got their own tarot reading. Can you imagine that? They went to ask about you, to see what was happening in your life, maybe hoping to find out that you were still stuck on them or struggling without them. But Taurus, what they found out instead, made them walk out of that reading absolutely livid. They discovered that a new love is coming into your life, a real, genuine, beautiful connection that is going to change everything for you. And the best part, they are completely losing it over this information. I am going to walk you through what the cards reveal today, because this energy is absolutely fascinating. We are looking at 6 cards that tell such a complete story about what has happened, what is happening right now, and what is about to unfold for you. This person thought they could just keep you as an option, keep you waiting in the background while they did whatever they wanted. They thought they had all the power. But the universe has other plans, and honestly, watching this karmic justice play out through the cards is something else. Before we dive deep into each card, I just want you to know that what you are about to hear is going to validate so much of what you have been feeling. If you have been sensing that something major is shifting in your romantic life, if you have been feeling like you are finally ready to receive something better, something real, trust that feeling. The cards are confirming it all. Let me pull the first card and show you exactly what I am seeing here. The first card that came through is the Queen of Swords, and Taurus, this card is representing you in this entire situation. This is who you have become after everything you have been through with this person. The Queen of Swords is someone who has been through the fire and come out stronger, clearer, and absolutely unwilling to accept anything less than what they deserve. She is sharp, she is discerning, and she does not let emotions cloud her judgment anymore. You know what I love about this card showing up for you right now? It is showing me that you have done the work. You have processed the pain, you have looked at the situation clearly, and you have made the decision to prioritize yourself and your own well-being. This is not someone who is sitting around pining and hoping for breadcrumbs. This is someone who has cut through all the illusions and seen the situation for exactly what it was. The Queen of Swords energy is interesting because she is not cold or heartless like some people might think. She has a huge heart, actually, but she protects it fiercely. She has learned that love should not hurt, that relationships should not drain her, and that she deserves someone who shows up consistently and authentically. This is the energy you are carrying right now, and it is absolutely magnetic. What I am picking up is that this transformation in you, this shift into Queen of Swords energy, is actually what is creating space for this new love to enter. When you stop accepting less than what you deserve, when you stop making excuses for people who do not treat you right, you literally change your energetic frequency. You start attracting people who match your new standards, your new level of self-respect. The person who hurt you can feel this shift in you, even from a distance. They can sense that you are no longer the same person they left behind. You are not waiting for them. You are not hoping they will change. You are not checking to see if they are watching your social media. You have genuinely moved on internally, and that is what drove them to get this reading about you in the first place. They needed to know if they still had any hold on you, if you were still emotionally available to them. But here is what is really fascinating about the Queen of Swords appearing as your significator in this reading. This card is also about truth and communication. It is telling me that you have reached a point where you are ready to speak your truth, to be honest about what you want and need in a relationship. You are not going to pretend to be okay with things that do not feel right anymore. You are not going to downplay your standards to make someone else comfortable. This clarity you have now is actually what is going to attract this new love that is coming in. Because when you are clear about who you are and what you want, you send out this beacon that draws in people who are looking for exactly that. You are no longer confused or conflicted about what kind of relationship you want, and that knowing is powerful. I also want to point out that the Queen of Swords often appears when someone has been through a betrayal or disappointment and has chosen to learn from it rather than become bitter. You have not closed your heart off to love completely. You have just become more selective, more protective, more aware. That is a beautiful thing. That is growth. That is wisdom. The person who hurt you probably expected you to fall apart without them. They probably thought you would be lost or desperate or willing to take them back on any terms. But instead, you became the Queen of Swords. You became someone even stronger, even more grounded in your own worth. And that is absolutely eating them alive right now. Let me move to the second card because this is where things get really interesting. The Lovers card came through next. And Taurus, this is directly addressing that new love that is coming into your life. This is not just any random connection. This is not a situationship or a maybe or someone who is going to waste your time. The Lovers card represents a genuine, deep, meaningful connection that is based on mutual respect, shared values, and real compatibility. What I am feeling from this card is that this new person is someone who is going to see you for who you truly are. They are going to appreciate your Queen of Swords qualities. They are going to respect your boundaries, value your honesty, and match your level of emotional maturity. This is someone who is ready for a real relationship, not games, not confusion, not hot and cold behavior. The Lovers card is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire tarot deck when it comes to romantic relationships because it represents that feeling of having found your person. It is about alignment on multiple levels: physical attraction, emotional connection, mental compatibility, spiritual resonance. Everything just clicks with this person in a way that feels natural and easy. Now, when the person from your past went to get their reading and this Lovers card came up in relation to your future, you can imagine how they felt. They probably thought they were irreplaceable in your life. They probably assumed you would always have feelings for them, that the door would always be open if they decided they wanted to come back. But here the cards were, showing them clear as day that you are moving on to something so much better. What I love about the Lovers appearing in this reading is that it is not just about romance. It is also about making choices that align with your highest good. It is about choosing yourself, choosing your own happiness, choosing to be available for connections that actually serve you. You have made that choice already by walking away from what was not working, and now the universe is responding by bringing you something that will work. This new person who is coming in, they are going to restore your faith in love. If you have been feeling jaded or skeptical about relationships after what you went through, this connection is going to show you that real love does exist. That there are people out there who know how to love properly, who want the same things you want, who are willing to put in the effort to build something meaningful. The energy around the Lovers card here is also telling me that this is not something you are going to have to force or chase or convince yourself about. When this person shows up, you are going to know. There will be this sense of recognition, like your soul has been waiting for this connection. It is going to feel right in a way that makes you wonder why you ever settled for anything less. I am also picking up that this new love is going to come in somewhat unexpectedly. You are not actively looking or desperately searching. You are just living your life, focusing on yourself, being the Queen of Swords that you are. And then boom, this person appears. The universe has a beautiful way of bringing people together when the timing is right and when both people are ready. The person from your past who got this reading, they are spiraling right now thinking about this. They are probably trying to figure out who this new person is, when they are going to show up, if they still have time to try to get back into your good graces before this happens. But here is the thing, their timing does not matter anymore. You have moved on energetically, and that door has closed. Let me pull the third card, because this is going to show us more about the karmic aspect of this situation. The Hanged Man appeared, and this is representing the person from your past and the position they are in right now. Taurus, this card is perfect because it shows someone who is stuck, suspended, unable to move forward or backward. They are literally hanging in limbo, forced to see everything from a completely different perspective. The Hanged Man often appears when someone is going through a period of forced reflection. They cannot escape their thoughts. They cannot distract themselves from the truth anymore. They have to sit with the reality of what they have done and what they have lost. This is exactly what is happening to the person who hurt you right now. After they got their reading and found out about this new love coming into your life, they went into this hanged man energy. They are suspended in this state of regret and realization. All the things they took for granted when they had you, all the ways they failed to appreciate you, all the chances they had to treat you better, it is all hitting them now. And the worst part for them is that they cannot do anything about it. The hanged man is also about surrender. It is about accepting that you cannot control everything, that some opportunities do not come back, that some decisions are final. This person is being forced to surrender to the reality that you have moved on, that they missed their chance, that someone else is going to get the version of you that they could have had if only they had valued you properly. What I am picking up strongly is that this is deeply karmic. This is not random. This is not just coincidence. This is the universe showing this person exactly what they need to see. They created this situation through their own actions. They chose to treat you poorly, to take you for granted, to not prioritize you the way you deserved. And now they get to watch from a distance as someone else receives all the love and devotion they could have had. The hanged man energy is uncomfortable. It is meant to be. It is meant to make you stop and think and really look at yourself and your choices. This person is in that space right now. They are questioning everything. They are replaying every moment of your relationship. They are thinking about all the red flags they ignored, all the times you tried to communicate your needs, all the ways they could have done better. But here is what makes this even more interesting from a karmic perspective. The hanged man also represents a sacrifice. This person sacrificed a real connection with you because of their own ego, their own fears, their own inability to show up properly in a relationship. And now they are paying the price for that sacrifice. They are the ones sitting alone with their thoughts, watching you move forward into something beautiful while they stay suspended in their regret. I want you to understand something important here, Taurus. This is not about being vengeful or taking pleasure in someone else's pain. This is about recognizing that the universe has a way of bringing things into balance. You did not have to do anything to make this happen. You did not have to try to make them jealous or prove anything to them. You just focused on yourself, healed, grew, and became the Queen of Swords, and the universe handled the rest. The hanged man appearing in this position is also confirmation that this person cannot move forward in their own life until they fully process what they lost with you. They are going to be stuck in this energy for a while. Meanwhile, you are free. You are moving forward. You are opening up to new possibilities. The contrast between your energy and theirs right now could not be more stark. There is also this element with the hanged man, where the person sees things upside down from a completely new angle. This person is finally seeing you clearly for the first time. When they had you, they saw you through this distorted lens of their own issues and insecurities. But now, from this suspended position, they can see your true value. They can see what an incredible person you are. They can see what they gave up, and it is absolutely killing them. Let me move to the fourth card because this is going to show us what is really driving their emotional response right now. The Ten of Pentacles came through, and Taurus, this is huge. This card represents everything they thought they did not want or were not ready for when they were with you, but everything they now realize they actually do want, but with you specifically, and that chance is gone. The Ten of Pentacles is about lasting love, commitment, building something real and stable together, long-term partnership, the whole picture of a complete and fulfilling relationship. It is about creating a life with someone, not just having a casual thing or a temporary connection. This is the card of marriage, family, legacy, the real deal. When this person got their reading and the Ten of Pentacles appeared in connection with your future romantic situation, it hit them like a freight train because this is what they could have had with you. You were ready for this. You wanted to build something real. You were willing to invest in a future together, but they were not ready, or they were scared, or they were too busy playing games and keeping their options open. Now they are seeing that someone else is going to step into that role. Someone else is going to build that Ten of Pentacles life with you. Someone else is going to get the committed, devoted, all-in version of you. Someone else is going to have what they were too blind or too immature to appreciate when they had the chance. What makes this even more painful for them is that the Ten of Pentacles is not just about the couple. It is about everything that surrounds a solid partnership. The home you build together, the memories you create, the stability and security you provide for each other, the way you grow together over time. They are picturing all of this happening for you with someone else, and it is eating them alive. I am picking up that this person is experiencing a level of regret that they have never felt before, because they are not just regretting losing you as a romantic partner. They are regretting losing the entire future they could have had with you. The Ten of Pentacles represents abundance in all forms, and they are realizing that you were their abundance, you were their treasure, and they threw it away. The jealousy that came up for them when they saw this card in their reading was probably overwhelming, because jealousy is not just about wanting what someone else has. It is about knowing that what someone else has could have been yours, should have been yours, but you messed it up through your own actions. That is the worst kind of jealousy. That is the kind that keeps you up at night. What I love about the Ten of Pentacles appearing here is that it is confirmation for you, Taurus, that you were never wrong for wanting something serious and committed. You were never asking for too much by wanting someone to choose you fully and build a life with you. That is not too much to ask. That is literally what the most fulfilling romantic relationships look like. This person tried to make you feel like you were being too demanding or too serious, but you were just being clear about what you wanted, and now someone who actually is ready for that level of commitment is going to show up for you. The Ten of Pentacles also has this energy of things coming full circle, of finally receiving the rewards you have been working toward. You have done the inner work, you have healed, you have raised your standards, you have become the Queen of Swords, and now you are going to receive the Ten of Pentacles blessing, a love that is stable, committed, secure, and everything you have been dreaming of. This person from your past thought they could keep you as an option indefinitely. They thought they could come and go as they pleased and you would always be there. But they failed to understand that someone with your worth was never going to settle for being an option. You were always meant for a Ten of Pentacles kind of love, and if they were not ready to provide that, then they needed to step aside for someone who is. The fury they felt when they walked out of their reading makes complete sense now. They realized in that moment that they had a winning lottery ticket and they threw it away. And now someone else is going to cash in that ticket. Someone else is going to experience all the love and devotion and partnership that you have to offer. That is a hard pill to swallow. Let me pull the fifth card because this is going to show us the deeper spiritual lesson in all of this. The Devil card appeared. And at first you might think this is a negative card, but actually it is perfectly placed here to show us what kept this person stuck in their old patterns and behaviors. The Devil represents bondage, but bondage to what? In this case, it is representing whatever ego issues, fears, addictions, or unhealthy patterns kept this person from being able to love you properly. The Devil often shows up when someone is trapped by their own limiting beliefs or destructive behaviors. Maybe this person was addicted to attention from multiple sources and could not commit to just you. Maybe they were bound by fear of vulnerability and could not open up emotionally. Maybe they were stuck in toxic patterns from their past that they projected onto your relationship. Whatever it was, the Devil shows us that they were not free enough in themselves to be able to participate fully in a healthy relationship with you. Here is what is really important to understand about this card appearing in this reading. This was never about you not being enough. This was always about them being trapped in their own stuff. You could have been the most perfect partner in the world, and it still would not have worked because they were not free. They were bound by their own demons, their own wounds, their own dysfunction. The Devil also represents materialism and superficial attachments. I am getting that this person might have been focused on the wrong things: appearances, status, keeping up an image, chasing shallow pleasures. They were so caught up in all of that external stuff that they could not see the real treasure they had right in front of them. They could not recognize genuine love and connection because they were too busy being seduced by things that ultimately do not matter. Now, after getting their reading and seeing what they lost and what you are moving toward, they are confronting their own devil. They are being forced to look at the ways they sabotaged something good. They are having to face their own patterns and behaviors that led to this outcome, and that is an extremely uncomfortable process. The interesting thing about the devil in tarot is that the chains are always loose. The figures in the card could free themselves if they chose to. This represents that we are often bound by things that we have the power to release, but we do not because change is scary or because we have gotten comfortable with our dysfunction. This person had the opportunity to break free from their patterns while they were with you. You probably even tried to help them or encourage them to work on themselves, but they chose to stay chained to their old ways. Now they get to watch you flourish with someone who has done their inner work, someone who is not bound by the devil energy, someone who is free enough in themselves to love you the way you deserve. And that contrast is going to make them really examine their own life and choices. The devil also has an element of temptation to it. This person might be tempted to try to reach out to you, to try to interfere with your happiness, to try to pull you back into their energy. But your Queen of Swords energy is not going to fall for that. You can see clearly now. You know what they are. You know what they are capable of and what they are not capable of, and you are not going back to that. There is a karmic lesson here too. The devil represents karma in the sense that you eventually have to face the consequences of being bound by unhealthy patterns. This person chose their ego, their fears, their shallow pursuits over real love with you. And now they are reaping what they sowed. They are sitting with the reality that their choices led them to lose something irreplaceable. What gives me satisfaction in seeing the devil appear here is knowing that this is a mirror being held up to this person. They cannot blame you. They cannot say you did not try or you did not care enough. This is all on them. They were the one bound by limiting beliefs and destructive patterns. They were the one who could not show up properly, and now they have to live with that truth. For you, Taurus, the devil appearing in this reading is actually liberating because it confirms that leaving that situation was absolutely the right choice. You cannot save someone from their own devil. You cannot love someone out of their own bondage. They have to choose to free themselves, and until they do that work, they will keep repeating the same patterns with everyone they encounter. Let me pull the sixth and final card because this is going to tie everything together and show us where all of this is ultimately heading. The Lovers card. Wait, I need to check my deck because I thought we already pulled the Lovers. Let me see what actually came through as the sixth card. The card that appeared is the Two of Swords, and Taurus, this is absolutely perfect as the final card in this reading. The Two of Swords represents the choice this person from your past now has to make. They are at a complete standstill, blindfolded, holding two swords crossed in front of their heart. They are stuck between acknowledging the truth and continuing to live in denial. The Two of Swords is about decision paralysis. It is about knowing you need to make a choice, but being too afraid to make it because either option is going to be uncomfortable. For this person right now, they are stuck between two equally painful realizations. Option one is accepting that they messed up irreparably, and you are truly moving on to something better without them. Option two is continuing to delude themselves that maybe they still have a chance or that you will not really be happy with someone else. What I am picking up is that the blindfold on the Two of Swords figure represents willful ignorance. This person got clear information in their reading. The cards told them exactly what is happening and what is coming for you. But they are trying to block it out, trying to convince themselves it is not real, trying to stay in denial. They are crossing their swords over their heart because facing the full emotional truth of what they lost is too painful. The Two of Swords also represents a stalemate. This person is stuck. They cannot move forward because they are too busy looking backward at what they lost. They cannot fully let go of you because they now realize what you meant. But they also cannot have you back because you have moved on. So they are just frozen in this uncomfortable middle space, unable to make peace with the reality of the situation. Here is what makes this card so fitting as the conclusion to this reading. While they are stuck in Two of Swords energy, paralyzed by indecision and denial, you are flowing forward into the Lover's energy with someone new. While they are blindfolded and defensive, you are seeing clearly with your Queen of Swords vision and opening your heart to the Ten of Pentacles future you deserve. The contrast could not be more obvious. The Two of Swords appearing here is also the universe showing us that this person is going to be stuck in this energy for quite some time. They are not going to suddenly have clarity and move on easily. They are going to stay in this uncomfortable place of knowing they messed up, but not being able to fully accept it. And honestly, Taurus, that is not your problem anymore. That is their karma to work through. What I want you to really hear is this. The cards showed you as strong, clear, and ready for real love. They showed your past person as stuck, bound by their own issues, and forced into uncomfortable reflection. They showed a beautiful new partnership coming toward you that is going to be everything you have wanted. And they showed that the person who took you for granted is now consumed with regret and jealousy, unable to move forward, watching you flourish from a distance. This is what it looks like when you choose yourself. This is what it looks like when you stop accepting less than you deserve. This is what it looks like when you trust that the universe has something better in store for you than what you left behind. You became the Queen of Swords, and that transformation opened the door for the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles to enter your life. The person who hurt you went looking for information about you, probably hoping to see that you were still attached to them or struggling without them. Instead, they got a reading that shattered their ego and showed them exactly what they lost and what you are gaining. They walked out jealous and furious because the cards confronted them with a truth they were not ready to face, that you are the one who got away, and someone else is about to receive everything they were too foolish to value. This is karma at its finest, Taurus. Not because you wished ill on anyone, but because the natural consequences of their actions caught up with them. They reaped exactly what they sowed. They planted seeds of neglect and taking you for granted, and now they are harvesting regret and jealousy, while you are about to harvest real love and commitment. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you the confirmation you needed that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Trust the journey. Trust that this new love coming in is divinely timed. Trust that you did the right thing by walking away from someone who could not appreciate you. And know that while they are stuck in their Two of Swords paralysis, you are free to embrace everything beautiful that is coming your way.